Your mind is a recorder. Some things are good, and some things are not so good. Join me as I talk about programming today. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifesto on Purpose show. I am the host of that show, Kimberly. I am here to help you elevate your consciousness to make you feel better today than you did yesterday and to inspire you to be better tomorrow than you are today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking this. Thank you for sharing this with other people. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. And you know how I feel about you. The God in me loves the God in you. Today, I'm going to talk about programming, the subconscious mind. So, before we get into that, let's hear today's Astro-Numerology Report brought to you by Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, October the 7th. The sun is in Libra, the moon is in Sagittarius. It's a 9 universal month, a 1 universal week, and a 7 universal day. If you happen to be in search of self discovery as well as finding your spiritual center now, this day couldn't have come at a better time. First off, today governs the law of attraction to attain what you need by simply thinking about it, and secondly, today allows you the opportunity to get to the bottom of things if you need to unravel the mysteries of your life and what has led you up to this moment in time. A little meditation on your part wouldn't hurt either. Pisces, Cancer, and those born on the 2nd, 7th, 11th, 16th, 20th, 25th, and 29th of any month should definitely be in search for their self awareness. Once again, that is the Astro-Numerology Forecast for today, and that forecast is brought to you by Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can get that app by going to a star 8, ASTAR, the number 8.com, or you can download it on Google Play or the App Store, or go to linktree/numbers and you, where you gain access to his other exclusive products and services, including the free monthly newsletter. And at this time, I want to say thank you and ask you to support some of those who have supported our channel by coming on the show and getting information to you that is important and things that can help you grow. Some of those people are Queen B. Her IG is Numeralytics by 2. And she's on YouTube at Taylor BTV. And you can get consultations, numerology at BTV, BEETV79 at gmail.com. And in fact, she interviewed me yesterday on her podcast, Cultural Reflections. So make sure you go to that YouTube page and check that video out. Also, we had Mr. Westbrook's. You can find him at Mr. Westbrook's class on YouTube and Instagram, Mr. Westbrook. And you can email him at supremenumerics@gmail for his astronumerology consultations. We've also had money mindset coach LaPortia Cooper. You can find her at Bloom Life, BLOOMLIFE.me. And she's also on IG at bloomlife.coach. Make sure that you check her out as well. And I can't forget, we had Bernice Low Flowers that did an interview on me also. And you can find her on a Mary Space with Nisi podcast, and that can also be found here on YouTube. And I like to say thank you to all of these people who have supported the channel so far. And I'm asking you to help support their channels as well. Out with the old and in with the new. 2025 is coming up soon. This year is about to come to an end. We are going into a universal 9 year, and that is all about transformations to prepare for the one universal year. In order for you to know what you should be doing in the universal 9 year, go ahead and get your Astro-Numerology Forecast now, because if you get your Astro-Numerology Forecast now, you'll get November, December, and the current month, October, along with every month in 2025. It can help guide you through the year and let you know what you should be doing in each and every month of the year. Don't forget to get your Astro-Numerology report. Get to know a little bit about yourself. Also, get a compatibility report so that you can get to know the people that are in your space, your business report, so that you can know what to expect for your business. You can get that as a yearly forecast too. And also, make sure that if you want to get deep down into who you are, you should get your Astro-Numerology consultation done by myself. And you can get all of these things at Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. Now, let's get into the story. A couple of friends and I, well, actually, like myself and three other friends, we decided that we were going to take a road trip to Virginia Beach. It was only a 2 hour drive from where we were. So it was going to be a 1 day trip. We were going to go that day and come back that night. We decided that we wanted to go to the mall there. I grew up in Virginia Beach for some of my childhood. Actually, I've lived there twice, and I kind of know myself around in Virginia Beach. But the friends that I were with did not know that I was used to the area or that I knew the area. On the way, I decided to take a nap because I was a backseat rider. The driver knew how to get to Virginia Beach, but the only problem was she did not know how to make it around the city and how to get to the mall. I woke up just in time. We were just about to hit the city, and she was all confused, not knowing where to go. And I asked her in my half sleepy voice, "What's wrong? You don't know the way to the mall?" And she was like, "No." This was during the time where there was no GPS available. So I told her, I can show you how to get to the mall with no problem. Everybody on the vehicle looked at me like I was crazy because they were like, "You are half asleep. How are you going to tell us how to get around this city?" And by that time, it was already dark. So they felt like they were done. They were going to stop on the side of the road and ask for questions. But I was like, "No, go up here, take a right." We took the right, got off the highway, and I said, "Go to this stop sign, take a left, then go to the next stop sign, bust a right." And when we took the right, I told her, "Okay, now take a left." And it took us through an apartment complex. And I'm like, "Okay, now just go around the roundabout and take the first exit to the right off the roundabout." And so by this point, they were saying, "She's lost. She doesn't know where she's going. Let's turn around and get directions." And I was like, "I do know where I'm going. Let's continue to ride." What really alarmed them is that next we passed by a school and then a quaint little neighborhood, because I'm taking them through all back roads. So they really were thinking that I was going to get them lost. And so I told them, "Just hang on for a moment." We got to the stop sign. I say, "Okay, take a left right here and then take another right." So they took the other right, and standing there on the left side of the road is the same place where it's always been, the mall. And it was so funny because they were in total shock and disbelief that I was able to lead them to the mall. And I was half asleep at that. So we got into the mall and they started saying thanks and all that, but I didn't want to hear it because they should have listened to me in the first place. So the question is, how did I know how to get them through all of those back roads? And it had been many years since I had lived in Virginia Beach. The answer is programming. I had done that trip so many times, and I knew exactly where I was because I felt that it was like second nature. It was like home to me. It was just like maybe you're on your street almost at home and you know exactly where you're going. That's how it was for me. So that's where programming comes in. The subconscious mind has a heavy job to fill. It does a lot of work, especially when it comes to keeping track of the things that you have learned. Now, think about what life would be like if you had to learn everything over and over again, like tying your shoes. What if every time you were tying your shoes, you had to learn all over again to tie your shoes? The subconscious mind makes it easy for you to do things like blink and breathe without even having to think about it. Because, come on, her job is so hard. She has to come up with a program or a system to keep up with all of the work she has to do and to make life easier for her and you. Programming is deeply ingrained beliefs, habits, and patterns of thought. And these thoughts, habits, and patterns operate automatically in your subconscious mind, influencing your behaviors, your emotions, and the decisions that you make without conscious awareness. That's where the subconscious part comes in. It's beneath your awareness. These programs are developed over time, and most of the time it comes from your early experiences, your upbringings, your societal conditioning, and repeated behaviors. A lot of things that you hear consistently in your childhood becomes a program. And that's not to say that you don't become programmed as an adult as well, because you do. It's just that up until the year that you're 7 years old, you are more likely to be programmed. It could be things that you pick up in your patterns. For example, if a person grows up in an environment filled with poverty, and this is what they see most of the time growing up, that pattern creates a program that continues to run in your mind so that the feeling of poverty remains with you. And once that feeling of poverty remains with you, you are stuck in that poverty zone. So let's take a moment to talk about how programs are created. There are a few things that are needed before a program is created. The very first thing is needed is repetition. This is something that has to happen over and over again to you. That's like rote learning or rote memory. Like when you learn your alphabets, you hear them over and over again. Now think about the visualization with it. You see your alphabets. Now you're listening to it. And then you put the music into it, meaning that it gives you feeling. So whenever something is repeated to you over and over again, and especially when you can put a vision to it, and especially when it evokes some kind of emotion, especially a very high emotion such as love or hate or fear, then that can potentially go on to create a program, because the subconscious mind is thinking that this is something that you will deal with all the time. Now, here's the problem with programs, because they seem very helpful so far, and they are. It's the reason why you can get into your car and you don't have to learn how to drive every time. You can just get in there and automatically drive. Sometimes you don't even have to think about your trip to work because you do it so much. Now, the thing about a program is that sometimes, especially growing up, we are programmed with beliefs and things that don't really serve us. These beliefs may be outdated, they may be worn out. Say, for instance, like you may have a family that is like, I want you to go to college, and they continue to tell you that all through school, but maybe the field that you choose to go in does not necessarily need college. Now, in that case, that person may have a struggle trying to figure out, do I go to college like I've been always told that I have to do, or do I follow my dreams? So, a lot of times, this is what's causing you to get off the path of manifestation. This is what is causing you not to align. It's those outdated beliefs that you're still holding on to. Now that you know that sometimes these beliefs and things that you're holding on to may not be serving you, I want to take you back to the part that these beliefs, a lot of them, are subconscious. You don't even know that you have that memory playing that's triggering some of the things that's happening in your physical reality. So, this is when you need to look deep within yourself. I always talk about sitting with self. And when you are trying to figure out what programs are really running your life, that's what you need to do. You need to sit with self, and you need to go through every area in your life, your financial areas, your career, your relationships. And you need to write down what you feel about these areas and what you believe about these areas in your life, and see if these things you believe line up with what you want to manifest in your life. If they do, then you're on the right track. But if they don't, it means that you may need some reprogramming. And in the next few episodes, I'm going to be talking about programming. So, the first thing I'm going to do is talk about one of the ways that you can reprogram these outdated beliefs. Sure, I took my friends on a wild ride that night. And it was kind of fun seeing them worry that they were lost when I knew that we were on the right path. In that case, what was being recorded in my subconscious mind all of those years ago was finally paying off. But there may be some things in your life that are program based on outdated beliefs, limiting beliefs that no longer serve your purpose. And you need to find out. Your homework is find out what programs, what limiting beliefs, what things need to be updated in your mind in order to move forward towards your manifestation. Until next time, I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.